Hey everybody, it's Mark Pruitt with Strategic Estate Planning. Thank you for joining me for another strategic market update. I encourage you to listen to the end as the information I'm about to give you is very, very important. We waited for our June update until the CPI and Fed rate adjustment occurred. June CPI, Consumer Price Index, came in at 8.6. The Federal Reserve acted by raising the Fed fund rate 75 basis points. This is the rate that the Fed charges banks to borrow money. And in turn, they pass that on to us in the form of higher loans, higher home loans, higher car loans, higher home equity loans, etc. So I want you to know, though, that we are continuing to make changes as needed to mitigate risk in regards to your accounts. And while accounts in the markets are down, they are not mirroring the markets because of the tactical approach that we are taking. We saw changes the day after the Fed raised the rate 75 basis points. That told us to adjust and reduce risk exposure even more so, and we're doing that. We are not married to any tool, so we make the adjustments as needed. I do want to remind you, though, to look at all of your accounts, which includes your fixed accounts like annuities. Those help in times like this, and that's why we use them. We use them to provide stability through fixed accounts. You also have hired us to help you not make financial mistakes. You hired us to help you manage your retirement even in these trying times. I mean, we get questions, constantly, Mark, should I go to cash because my security accounts are down? I mean, it's a normal question, and in this environment, we get asked that question often. I always want to encourage you first, though, to do nothing that is quick or drastic. And by going to all cash, if you think about it, then you have to be right twice. You have to be right when you should get out of the market, and then you have to turn around and be right again on when you should get back in the market. And that's hard for anyone to do because no one has a crystal ball that works. If you remember the housing crisis that occurred in 2008 when home prices were down, I did not sell my home in that crisis when it was down. Did you sell your home because prices were down? Well, of course you didn't. Now, you might have decided to hold off on the remodel of your bathroom or your kitchen or your home. That's pulling back from a plan and pausing for a moment. It's the same with markets. Every time markets are down, the question is not, should I sell my house or should I go to cash, but should I de-risk the accounts? And the answer to that, if you are in retirement or close to retirement, the answer is yes. We're already doing that for you. We want you to be aware of that, and we have been doing that, and we'll continue to do that. Again, that's what you hired us to help you with. This does not mean that we have to sell everything, but it does mean that we have to de-risk those accounts, but we don't want to miss the rebound either. Just like you would dollar cost average into the markets, you can also dollar cost average out as you de-risk your account. The Fed fund rate raised those Fed funds 75 basis points, and we woke up the next morning and saw a shift in some areas that confirmed we needed to, again, de-risk even more. So we did. We tell you often that we're not married to the tool, and we will change those tools when we need to. It's just like a pilot. They're going to make adjustments as needed to help you get to your destination, and we'll do the same to make sure your retirement is secure. That's our number one goal, is to guide you through the good times as well as the bad times. I was sent this chart that I want Laura to put up on the screen that I think is very, very interesting. It was sent to us from Advisors Excel Wealth Management, and I found the following chart very interesting. The chart shows what the markets have done since 1950, and in every single midterm election year, and every year following the midterm election. This is no matter who the president was, what the market environment was, what inflation was. What do you see? The orange shows every midterm election year was down, all of them. And every year after a midterm election year was up, every one of them. I found this very interesting. And what it told me was we have to hang on during the midterm election years, make the appropriate adjustments to ride through it, then be prepared to pivot once we get past that. And so I can tell you also before I close this update out that there's some things that you may want to consider doing. Number one, consider Roth conversions, which could cost you less to convert while markets are down. It's a great time to explore that option. Give us a call. You can talk to Stephen, myself. You can talk to Lamar. That number, it is 1-800-381-8870. Number two, if you have cash on hand, consider using that as an income source versus using market accounts that are down. Now, we try to help you with that along the way. We don't just let you pull where you want to. You could, but we want you to be efficient in that. So we're going to give you direction on that, and we'll continue to do that. But I want you to keep that in mind. If you have extra cash on hand, consider using that cash now during this downturn of the market. Also, if you have cash on hand, consider dollar cost averaging into the market while the markets are on sale. It's a great time to layer in over time versus just dumping money in all at once. Layering in could be layering in X amount of dollars this month and X amount of dollars next month. And that's what dollar cost averaging is all along the way. And this is one of the best times we've had in the last many years. I can tell you that the markets are now on sale to this degree. Number four, consider using fixed indexed annuities. If you're not already doing that, I can tell you it helps provide a layer of protection as it's a fixed account and it provides income when you need it in retirement. And lastly, number five, if you know someone who needs a plan and they don't know who to talk to, and then send them our way. We'll be more than happy to talk with them and visit with them to see how we could help them. We'll be more than honored to do that. Hopefully this update has been helpful for you. If you've got any questions at all, please feel free to give us a call, 1-800-381-8870. And we'll be more than happy to help you. If we are not available at that point, feel free to ask for either myself, Stephen, or Lamar in regards to your security questions, and we'll go through even more detail to make sure that your account is continuing to do as you would like for it to do in this, considering this environment that we are in. Thank you guys. God bless you for being here. We'll talk to you soon.